So today I want to show you how you make this image turn into that image. And I know in the beginning, I was very intimidated. So welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Gail O'Neill. Um, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but I really do enjoy coloring. And my besties, she came out, Sherry, with a new program called Patreon. And in this program, there's different levels, and you can choose how much you want to spend per month, and you get images and other little bonuses depending on what level you're on. So I only do the $5 a month. This month I had 7 images. Um, I just love coloring. So you can also join. I put the link in the description. So I don't want you to feel intimidated either. So I want to show you how to go from this to this. Okay, so I'm going to start off, and I hope I'm low enough. I don't know if my camera can go any lower. It's like very strange here. And hopefully I'm clear. Everything's good. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to start out doing the face. And in the beginning, I didn't even know why people do the face first. So the reason being is that you're working with a very light color in the face. So then if you go and do the hair, you may smudge that into the lighter area. So I mean, if the opposite. So do your lighter face first. You don't want to put, I don't think I said that right, but I think it's good. Hi, Kathy and Julie and Diana. So I do use um, illustrators, and these are by Spectrum Noir, Crafter's Companion. I love these markers. It's so hard to, use other ones now that I've been doing this because I can pull in like 3, 4, sometimes 5 colors depending on what I'm coloring. So, and I'm still new. I mean, I know like people are amazed at what I'm doing, but I'm still new. I only started, last summer. Hi, Fatima. Okay, so I'm starting out with TN2 Honeydew, and I know the way my camera is, I don't think you get to see that because I had to shut off so that it doesn't keep moving. So I'm going to go in where the shadows would be, and I'm using a darker color than normal. I'm experimenting lately. So usually I would use number 1, which is pale tan. So I'm just going under the hairline. Yeah, I did say it right before. Because if you do your hair first and you have reds in there, and then you go to do your tan, you have the possibility of pulling the red or the black into the face. So that's what I meant to say if I didn't say it. Okay. So then I'm going to take FS6, which is cream, and I'm going to pull down. So most of the time, and I would say really all the time, you are going back over what you already laid down to smooth it out. And actually, it's like several times. So I'm just smoothing that out, bringing it down. I'm going to go around the eyes. Now I can also take this color is like the mid color, and I'm going to bring it down partially to her face there. and above her eyes, and then bring this down. Come across her cheeks. And I'm not worrying if I hit some of the hair because that's going to be dark. But I don't want to go out of the lines, which I just did. But it happens and it can be fixed. So I'll show you that too. So I leave this area in the middle blank for now. Then I come in with Ivory FS9 and I go over everything again. But this time I bring it right in across everything. Okay, so let's see, what am I going to use? I change all the time with what I use for my blush. I keep experimenting. So this is Tea Rose CR2. And I just bring it across her cheeks. I think I'm going to go a little bit in where her hair covered. There's like no real right or wrong. So now I go back with the FS9, the color that I had just used, and kind of blend that out. And you can go over everything again if you want. And I think I do. Okay. So we'll see if they come out the same or close or different. I mean, you can choose different colors if, you know, when you're coloring the same image a few times. That's what's great about digital too, is that you can print it out 4 times on one sheet of paper and color each one with different colors, you know, just to experiment. So I'm going to go ahead and do her skirt. So I have Alpine Green. Let's see, if I put them in order, it's a little easier. And my camera is so low, I can't even get them under there. Alpine Green, Emerald, Leaf Green, and I may pull in the lightest one, Apple Green. It's all practice, you know, Diana, really. I've just been, you know, since the summer, I've watched people and then practice. I took one of the classes and I didn't even finish it when I think I posted them on Facebook, the roses. So I'm just coming around at the top of her skirt and putting in the darkest color. And I think I can do this backwards. I don't know. We'll see. I usually like flicking that way. Okay, and then I'm taking the next color, AG3. I'm going to go over what I did and bring it down a little more. And then there's a few lines I'll just bring in, just for texture, bring them down. That's her leg. And sometimes you have to be careful of what you're looking at. Okay, so then I'm going to take the third color, leaf green. I keep saying green. Bring that down. So you go again over what you did. I think I am going to do that fourth color. Bring that down. And that's what blends it when you go over the last colors that you did. So I'm coming almost. I just don't want to get that piece of her leg. And I chose in this one not to put dark at the beginning of the, the leaf. I'm being very sloppy. Okay, so I'm going to go the rest with this lightest color. Whoa, almost did that leg. Oh, you know what? I should have done it when I did the face and her whole body. I did what my girlfriend did last night on her live. Like skipped over the rest of the skin. See how that happens? All right, I'm going to go back and do all that skin because she has a lot of it. All right, so I'm going to go back to the honeydew and hope I don't pull in any of that green. So I'm just going to put some color where I know it's going to be a little bit darker and shaded. So let's stay away from that green. So I just had a class at 10 o'clock and like I had to leave it. I'm like watching the clock and I was like, oh, gotta go. So for the end, I will catch it on replay. It wasn't a stamping class. It was like a business class. So I'm just going to put a little bit of shade like I did by her wrist. There's really not a lot. And then I want to go carefully around those flowers. And I'm going to turn it to get the other side. Where am I? Over here. I swear every time I try to do a video, my camera does different things. Last night I was just trying to record one and I was getting a blank screen. It was just too weird. Okay, that's the tea rose. So I want to go back with FS6, which is the cream, and blend a lot of that out. And because she's in the sun, like I really could have made her a lot tanner, but I haven't experimented too much with the darker colors yet. But I know I want to blend out that line so you don't see it. And her arm is so skinny. Like I'm not really worrying about leaving too many spaces on her body, to fill in the third color. I'm just going to go over everything. And her little fingers. Her little wrist looks like I put a bracelet there. But in the end, everything works out. All right, I'm going to go back and do like her legs. Just a little. And above the boot. And right there. So you want to just, if you can see how I'm holding this very close to the nib, is what's going to let you do a very light touch so that you're barely touching it. And then the ivory, no, I want to go back to the cream. And I think I really do need refills on a couple of these. When I went to order, they were already like out of some. Okay, so I'm going to pull in that last color, the ivory, just to tone it down a little bit. And once you fill in with other colors, like if it looks a little weird, it all settles. Which I was like, oh my God, how is this even going to look right? but it all starts to work. I know, it's crazy, Fatima, right? Like you forget to, you just, like you think you have to move on from where you are. Okay, so we've got the skirt. I just want to go over a little bit more with that lighter color because, yeah, it's the right one. Just look dark. It always goes on a little darker than it dries. So sometimes you scare yourself and go, what did I just do? I just wanted to blend those lines, and you'll see that'll blend good. All right, so let's move on to the boots. I'm going to pull down a few because I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm going to start with Ice Gray 6 for the boots. I may end up going a little darker, but let's see. So you just want to outline. Oh, I might even go lighter. So again, I'm holding it very close down so that I can get the shadow and just barely touching going around. I mean, it really just absorbs in. So you don't want to go too heavy. You don't want it to start spreading out, and you have a lot more control. And then I'm just going to put like a little dot, like on the inside of the back of the boot. And down here, I'm going to just put a little in each corner. Then I'm going to go down to the next color. So this is 6. I want 5. And I'm going to go where I've already gone on each. And then hopefully the 4 will be light enough. I think it will. Very lightly go over that. Okay, so we're going to go back to, I think I'm going to do 5. So I'm going to do 5, 4, and I think I'm going to grab 3. I'm just going to bring this down. I'm going to try and go around. I don't think I worried about it on the other one, but you want to leave some white space for your lightest color. And I'm barely touching. Kind of get quiet when you're doing that too. I'm just doing like little dots to get to that. And then in the back where it was like the back of the boot, I'm not even going to pull in a lightest color. Okay. So now I can come in here from the sides and the tongue. I just love that all these besties wear these boots. Okay, so this was gray 5. Now I'm going to go to 4. So I'm going over where I did and then pulling that all in. The same thing up here, just going out a little bit further. And then there's not a lot to do on the sides. So just like a dot here and there. And then I'm going to grab 3. So I'm going to go darker on the hair. So I'm going to go over that and get into the white spaces that I didn't do. And I'm not worrying about the lace holes, eyelets. What are they called? So now you can see that there's some shading there. A couple little spots. So you could still, if you wanted to make that a little brighter, you could bring in some more of the dark. So I have the 6, but I don't want to get like too crazy. But you can just do a little bit, very, very light, that sometimes just gives it a little bit more of a pizzazz. And one of the things in the beginning, I just wasn't afraid to say, well, that didn't work, and chuck it. So I'm just making a few, it's like almost dotting it, not even, just to give it a little bit more definition. And not even everywhere. Let me just do this side. Like if you step back and look at it. Okay. I think that's good enough. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to do her hair, and I'm also doing that in the darker colors. But I think I'll keep them a little darker. So we're going to do 7, 6, and then I'm going to go down to 4. So it's like a little bit lighter. Okay. So under where all these curls are would be dark. I'm not worrying. There's like a little curl there. If it shows through, I'll do something with it. If not, it's covered because there's very little space in here to get all the color in. So I'm basically just like dotting this color in. Okay. Same thing down on the bottom. I'm going to go up in that direction. And on that side. You want to go the way the hair goes. So again, just little dots because there's hardly any space, but you want to just get a little bit in. I think I'm going to bring it. I'm going to make that part like light so you can see it. Okay, and bring this down a little bit there. All right, so the next color down is 6. So I'm going to basically dot over what I did. And just bring it a little bit more. And over on this side, it can be a little bit more than the other side. And the same thing going up. I just covered up a leaf, I think. Wonder if yeah, I think I covered it up on the other one too. What do you say? Oh, well. All Or maybe it wasn't. All right, so now I'm going to take the lighter color, the lightest, and I'm going to blend them together. And usually with the hair, like I do twice, and it brings out a little bit more definition. Yeah, right there, I think that was supposed to be a leaf, which I totally didn't catch in the first one. All right, I'm going to grab a red just so I can define those little dots around her head. And I'm only doing them with one color. I'm using DR3 Cherry Red. Cherry Red? Yes. She's coming alive already. All right, so I'm going to pull in the darkest color, number 7. And what I did for all these curls was I just did like little, like ringlets, C's, backward C's. Almost like a check mark. Some of them it was more like a dot. Okay, then the next color I'm going to do is 4. No. 6. So now I'm doing like parenthesis. And there might be another way to do it. It's just how I did it. Okay, then I'm going to go back with the lightest color and go over everything. And just remember, you can always put in more dark, but it sure is hard to take away. So once you get all that light in, you can look at it and say, yay or nay. I don't know what that is, but I'm covering it up. Yay or nay. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and put a little bit more dark. And make a little bit more definition. And wherever there was light, it just like sucks right in. You know what? I think I'm going to bring, this is 7. I'm going to grab 8 and make a little bit more definition up in here. And watch how that'll like really bring that to life. That's where all the major definition is going to come in. And then down here. And then if you can see it and you get a few little dots in between the curls, it'll make them stick out because this is that darker color or darkest. Okay, so we're going to smooth that out. We're going to go back to that lightest cutter, and I'm just going to smooth it all out. So I'm not going over everything, you know, using every color. Okay, so we want to take care of these. Hopefully this is like good, I think. Okay. So I'm going to make them like the lightest, as if she has some streaks in her hair. So I'm going to go with the 3. So I'm just putting it in a few spots. And I'm just going to use 2 colors. Hopefully that'll work. And then the IG2. Like the dark will show up where it hits her face, but not in the hair as much. Okay. So, red for, you know what, I'm going to do the wings first and do the red last. So, I'm thinking mint blue, but let me just test it out on a scrap. Oh, that's BT2. Let me try BT1. Haha, no, you get a notification by the time you get to the video. She's like, and I'm done now. I can't see from my thing how many people are watching. So this should be I didn't put my phone on. Okay, so I'm going to bring this out in her wings. Her little fairy wings. And I'm going to flick it. And I'm going to bring it from this direction too. That just didn't come out smooth. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blender and I'm going to blend that in and around. And of course I hit the hair. All right, so I'm going to make another color here to blend it a little better. I think I'm going to do it a different way, the way Lou does it. So I'm going to put some color down, which you can't really see on there, but it's there, and lift it up. Well, isn't she a genius? I just can't see where I put it. All right, so I don't want to hit that gray like I did. And I'm going to very lightly Not as much as before, maybe a little bit. And then, wish I could see where it was. But that's going to smooth that out. Somebody is like messaging me. They need to stop. They need to stop. All right, so we got 2 more wings to do, and then we'll do the red. So she's going to have a little bit of shadow around her arms. I'm trying to be a little bit more sketchy. We should be like Lou. Psh. Yeah, I don't know about that. But for some reason, I do like doing it this way. I just can't see it. It's kind of like my glycerin coloring. Okay. I like it. Hi, Sonia. Where was I? Red. So I need my red and greens. Okay, so for the heart, well, I may as well do those flowers. I did Spice CR7. So I only used 2 colors on that. So I just colored them in. Oh, yes. And again, you're holding it very close. So you can just dot it. And then with the darker color, Poppy, I just did a dot in the middle of each. Well, that was a big dot. Okay, and then I just did 1 color of the green. I think it was the medium one. But then again, who knows? You just grab what you think is going to work. That's my motto. Just do what you think is going to work. And if not, toss it. Okay, so she needs her little heart tattoo done. And that's also 1 color. And then inside her wings, can actually do 2 on that one. Oh, I didn't do all the leaves down her arm. Ugh. All right, and then the CR7. And then this little flower. I didn't worry about the inside. Or maybe I did on that one. And then hold it very close and be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbit. That's what I swear my little doggy does when she goes out. Oops. Okay. Now, did I get everything? No, I have to go back and do those leaves. So, AG2, AG3. So, whoops. Yeah, I was about holding my breath. I'm about doing that now, too. And then I want to go back. There's like a couple little spots on the skin that where else? Right here. There's a couple little leaves and a stem. Oh, look what I did up there. I should say what I didn't do. Yeah, so then you kind of look back and you go, all right, I can fix what I forgot. I just didn't want to get too crazy in these curls that stick up, because if they're too thick, I think they would look funny. That was 4. Yeah, I don't know what I did there. Yeah, so that one's basically one color, but it's all good. Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me. That was Lou's alter ego talking to me. So I'm just going to go in, where I saw a little bit white spots. And oh, and her lipstick. Ooh, and her eyes. What kind of fool am I? Okay, so I'm using the Spice CR7. And then I'm going to do the eye first. So I'm just going to use some ice gray down here on the bottom, just so it's not so stark. And just dabbling there. And then I'm going to go back with the 2 lighter greens, so AG2. And I'm going to bring it down from the corners. And I'm just going to use 2 colors, not 3. Because sometimes I do that and it looks fine. And then I'm just going to blend that together there and bring it over. I think I got it. And then she's going to have red heart in her eye. That just made the card. Just like that. Right? Remember when I first started? It was like, okay. So now we're going to turn her into that card. And let's see, I do have everything ready. I even stamped the saying. Okay, so we're going to take this and glue it onto a piece. It's about an 1/8 inch larger. I cut it. This was cut from a die. Oh, I have to ground her too. It's very important. Otherwise, they look like they're floating. Although this one printed out with like a line. I don't know why. So I'm going to continue that line. So it makes it part of it. So this was 3, and God only knows where I shoved the rest of them because I thought I was done. So we'll do 3 and 2. So it's just giving her a little bit and kind of covering that ink line. Okay, now it can go. Of course, my Tipsy and my glue. And make sure you're on my Stamp with Gail page on Facebook tomorrow because I will be giving away a Tipsy. Okay, very easy card. This is Stampin' Up! Paper. So I cut this the same size as the card, 5.5 by 4.25. Oh, move over. Got it. Couldn't fool me. This I'm going to pop up. I'm going to bring that up a little. And yes, if you're new to my channel, I do use a lot of dimensionals because nobody likes saggy bits. And the other reason is because I can. I can do what I want. And then I remove the little tabs with a flick of the wrist. Do that, Lou. All right, so that's going to go, even though that's upside down, that's going to go about there. So she's going to go about there. Hopefully even. So now I am going to just guesstimate. So I want that part centered, and I'm going to cut it as straight as I can. Sometimes I even put it on the line when I do that. And I don't feel like going over to the cutter or bringing my little one here. It's called laziness. Okay. Then I'm going to take the green marker. She is cute. She's like Betty Boop. I'm going to go around the edges just to finish them off and make it like stick out a little bit, like it frames it. And this I am putting down with glue. But this time, right side up. And even. So there she is. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Let me get that a little straighter. And thank you so much, everybody. I know, aren't dimensionals awesome? Yeah, I used to like sometimes I cut them in half for customers, when I do a show. But thanks for joining me. I will be back again next Saturday with another bestie image from Patreon. And I hope you sign up. And if I get it done in advance, I will, it gives you time to get yours ready if you join. So join and color with me. And I will see you next week. And in between that, I will be doing my other videos on Facebook. So maybe you'll catch me over there. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.